Yeah, I'm just asking you, do you believe society has a responsibility to protect those who cannot protect themselves? You just yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. So how does that belief apply to the unborn who are entirely defenseless?
You said it right there. The unborn.
You know what?
Can you elaborate on that?
No, I don't.
She doesn't consider
Words are
him a person.
self-explanatory.
She
They're
Hold on,
don't.
wait, wait.
unborn.
Did you just say she don't consider them a person?
I don't value the life of unborn over the living. I
Okay,
don't.
so do you think that is crazy? But okay, okay. So well, okay. So we advocate strongly for the
Is
rights.
it crazy? It's
She,
not
hold
crazy.
on,
The
It's
wait.
other
not
Here's the
women
thing, though.
kind of
crazy.
Hold on,
moved
wait.
in
It's
the
Trill.
Hold on,
not
y'all. Hold on, y'all. No,
crazy.
no over
It's
talking.
not
No
crazy at
over talking.
all. It's not
Here's the
crazy at
thing, though.
all. The
Hold on, no over
bottom line
talking.
is if the mother's life is sustaining this other life and it's inside of that mother's body, she has a right to choose how she moves forward. And it depends on when you
Told you
consider a
that.
life a life. There are a lot of people out here that are pro-life, but they're also pro IUD. Do
Who?
you know that an IUD actually
Okay, she gonna
kills a
lecture.
zygote? Wait, hold on, don't interrupt me.
I'll
Do
let you.
you
Go ahead.
know that an IUD actually kills a zygote? Do you know what a zygote is? A zygote is a fertilized egg. That is a life. According to y'all's definition, that is a life. So it really depends on how it is that you what it is that you look at a life. When does life start? Does it start as soon as the sperm fertilizes the egg? When does life begin and end? For me, well, a life begins when a child can sustain their own life,
So
okay?
you're
When they
telling me
can
my son
breathe
that
on
you
their
hear in the
own
background
and
yelling down
they
there,
can eat on their
it's not
own
a
and they
life.
can do all
Hold on,
these
Dolly.
things
Hold
on
on,
their
Dolly.
own. But again, that's a decision that is for the parents, the people that conceive that child, specifically the mother,
Listen,
because her body is what's keeping that child alive. Period.
listen.
And
I
then
understand.
the
I understand.
decisions that she
Can I
makes
say
with
one
that
thing, and it
baby
ain't
is
got
going
nothing
to
to do with
determine
topic?
not
Hold
only
on,
the
Biz.
quality of her life, but the quality of the baby's life.
How many ladies on this panel believe? I know. I don't know if y'all can hear my son down there yelling. He ain't but 1 year old. How many of y'all on this panel, ladies? I just want to know the mind of our black women right now. How many of y'all women agree that that child that's yelling down there didn't have a life until he exited the womb?
I don't believe that. I believe soon as his heart started beating, he was living. That's why you went to the sonogram appointment. They put the little chemical on there and let you hear that baby moving and breathing and kicking and got a heart that's beating. Because when you have the deletions, the purpose of the deletion is to stop the human heartbeat. That is a human heartbeat within the womb, and you are stopping that human heart, regardless if it's outside the womb or in the womb. If you stop a human heartbeat, you have now unalived the human.
And
Period. That's why it's a human
my last point,
heart.
and my last point, and y'all can have it until the next time. I promise I won't even interrupt. I might interrupt. My last point is that you say somebody told you that you had the right, but you can't tell me who told you. It most definitely wasn't your creator. It most definitely wasn't God. And to go and drive this point home, you did not even know. You probably don't believe this, but if you read in the beginning, you had a life before you even was made. When God thought about Eve, before you even was made into a human being, you were already positioned as a helpmeet. Because God saw that Adam didn't need to be alone. And he thought about you. You had a life before you even was even constructed into flesh and blood. You had a life. You had a life. But you're talking about a seed that's in your body being constructed day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. You're saying that don't even have a life. You see how wicked that apple was that you bit into. It's just driving all the way into the day. And we can see it evident today. It's just sad. And I'm a yield.
You know what? We can literally put this to bed. It is what it is. I'm about to just be real with you. It's down to the voters. There was several states in this election that deletion was on the docket. You need a 60% or more agreement to pass the law. Either get out there. So when y'all say the only people who should have a choice is the women, unfortunately, that's not true. We get a choice too. And in a lot of states, it took an L. Some states it won, but a lot of states it took an L because everybody has a voice when it comes to that. So whether you believe in it or not, the only thing you can do is go out there and vote and get other people to vote for. In our county, there was something called Proposition A, where they were trying to get teachers paid more money. A lot of us wanted it, but unfortunately, in our county, a lot of people did not. So teachers didn't get paid in our county. So it is what it is. You got to take that L on the chin, get your ass back out there in a couple more years. Maybe you can get it back on the docket. But unfortunately, in this particular conversation, in every single conversation politically, all people have a voice. And either you win or you lose.
I hope you keep that same energy about police brutality when that
We
project
do keep that same
2025.
energy about. We
When
do
that
keep that
project
same energy.
2025
That's
is
propaganda,
enacted,
fake
that
news.
mostly
Hold on, y'all. Hold
why
on.
is
One
this
mic.
woman
One
talking
mic.
over
One
me?
mic. One mic.
When Project 2025 is enacted and it mostly affects Black men and Black women come out like we always do to defend the life of Black men, I want you to keep that same energy about, well, you better go and vote and, vote your interest. That's your problem, your life and your problem. And I want you to tell me how that would feel. If
Well,
Black women
Ma'am,
turn their back on Black men every time an issue that affects Black men disproportionately comes up, if Black women turn their backs on Black men, because trust and believe, Black women protect Black men. So I want to see your reaction, and I want to see how that makes you feel if Black women don't show up for you when it's time. And
Well,
also, one more thing I want to point out about unaliving fetuses, because no one has addressed being pro fetus but not pro baby. No one has addressed that yet, right? But I want to say this. You know what? I'm gonna save that for later. I'm gonna save that.
Yeah, can I
Project
can I say something real
2025
quick?
has nothing to do with Donald Trump. His
P
agenda is
Ray,
called
can I say
Agenda
this?
47. Agenda
Yeah,
if you ain't talking about Agenda 47, you ain't talking about
yeah.
nothing.
P
Project
Ray.
2025 got 900 pages written by 100 organizations. All of us could have got together and contributed to Project 2025. They asked anybody who wanted to participate in the mandate for leadership to submit their proposal. And they submitted their proposals and put them together in a 900-page document. I don't understand why we're having this conversation when Agenda 47 is clearly stated in 20 distinct points. Anybody that's talking about Project 2025 and not Agenda 47 chooses not to talk about Agenda 47 because they're pushing an agenda rather than policy and education on our people.
So I just need to say this too, because the fear mongering has got to stop. You please don't conflate police brutality conflate police brutality propaganda to Black men, but don't conflate police brutality to Black men, because white men are more likely to experience negative police contact than Blacks and Hispanics. 26% for whites, 21% for Blacks, 19% for Hispanics. We are not the poster children for police brutality. The Democrats just told you we were. Okay? So I just wanted to say that because you tried to make us all be like, oh my God, when they beat my ass in the street, which is not really likely to happen. So I need y'all to stop doing that. All right. My dumbass white neighbor Marine that like drinking while he's with his top down, he's far more likely to get pulled over than me. All right. That's just a fact. Look it up, Bureau of Justice Statistics.
All right.
Reading is fundamental, isn't it? God damn.